Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. Today's subject, satin versus semi-gloss polyurethane finish. One of the main decisions to make when selecting a finish for your hardwood floors or some other wood surfaces is the sheen level. While glossy surfaces may be spectacular to the eye, they are not the ideal choice in some cases. When it comes to polyurethane finishes, you may have to decide between satin versus semi-gloss polyurethane finish, as they are the two most popular options. Overall, polyurethane finishes come in matte, satin, semi-gloss, and high-gloss options. This guide will compare these different polyurethane types to help you choose better for your next project. What is satin polyurethane? A satin polyurethane forms a finish with a medium to a low sheen that hides dirt and imperfections better than high-gloss finishes. This subtle luster is due to the higher amount of flattening paste in satin finishes, giving them less glare than a semi-gloss or high-gloss finish. This polyurethane finish is ideal for hardwood floors because it will not highlight imperfections more effectively. In addition, this property makes wooden floors with satin polyurethane easier to maintain than high-gloss polyurethane floors. Pros of satin poly. A satin finish is less slippery and may be less prone to slipping-related accidents. This finish hides dirt and surface imperfections better. It reflects more light than matte polyurethane, which can be more aesthetically appealing to some people. Satin finishes are low maintenance. Cons of satin polyurethane. This finish could show scratches more than a matte polyurethane finish. Satin finishes are less bolder than semi-gloss paint. What is semi-gloss polyurethane? This is a polyurethane finish with more sheen than satin and matte finishes. It is, however, less lustrous than a high-gloss poly. Since a semi-gloss finish offers a moderate shine falling between satin and high-gloss finishes, it reflects more light than satin floors. The more lustrous sheen gives such floors a more formal feel that highlights the beauty of the wood. Additionally, a semi-gloss poly tends to be highly protective to hardwood floors, so you get good protection and a moderate shine. The pros. These finishes offer more resistance to moisture. The finishes have a bold appearance. A semi-gloss polyurethane provides highly durable protection for a wood floor. The glossy surface is easy to clean. The cons. A semi-gloss poly requires more upkeep than satin and matte finishes because dirt is more visible on the highly reflective surface. Semi-gloss polyurethane finishes are less recommended than satin or matte for households with small children and pets, since they allow scuff marks, scratches, or dents to be more noticeable. Satin versus semi-gloss polyurethane finish, side by side. This section shows how satin and semi-gloss polyurethane finishes compare in terms of sheen level, durability, VOC levels, practicality, and maintenance. Polyurethane satin versus semi-gloss, sheen level. The sheen level of any finish refers to the amount of light the surface reflects. In this case, high-gloss finishes are the most reflective, followed by semi-gloss, satin, and matte, in that order. A high-gloss polyurethane finish has about 70% luster. Unfortunately, this sheen level makes this finish very slippery and unideal for homes where it could cause occasional slipping and related accidents. Think about bowling alleys and gym floors to get the picture of a high-gloss finish. A semi-gloss finish has about 55% luster, so it falls below high-gloss in terms of sheen level or reflectivity. A semi-gloss paint is ideal for those who prefer the bold appearance of shiny surfaces without the highly slippery feel of gloss polyurethane. While semi-gloss finishes are still significantly shiny, it is practical enough to use in your living spaces. A satin finish has approximately 40% luster. It is the preferred choice for most household applications and goes well with all shades of wood, from light to dark hardwood floors. Professionals recommend it, and customers choose it over other options because it is convenient. Polyurethane satin finish versus semi-gloss, durability. There is very little difference in durability between the various polyurethane finishes. For this reason, some people argue that they are technically the same in terms of durability. However, an easier way to decide which polyurethane finish is more durable than the other is to consider whether it is waterborne or oil-based. An oil-based polyurethane typically lasts longer than a water-based option. As a result, this is an excellent finish for high-traffic areas of the home, making it the actual winner in terms of durability. Both satin and semi-gloss polyurethane may have the same rating, considering the sheen level. A water-based polyurethane in a semi-gloss finish is just as durable as a water-based poly in a satin finish. Satin and semi-gloss polyurethane are equally durable since all polyurethane finishes have the same basic formula. Nonetheless, the shinier semi-gloss finish will show damage more visibly over time than the satin alternative. While satin and semi-gloss polyurethane will sustain damage over time, satin will better hide the imperfections. Satin versus semi-gloss wood finish, scratch resistance. While satin polyurethane generally does better at hiding surface imperfections, sharp objects can dent it more easily than the smoother semi-gloss poly. Dents and scratches are more visible on a semi-gloss surface because they reflect light. However, a semi-gloss polyurethane finish will better resist scratches from sharp objects than a satin one. Polyurethane semi-gloss versus satin, VOC levels. Since polyurethane finishes have the same basic formula regardless of the sheen level, the amount of volatile organic compounds, VOCs, in a satin finish is the same as semi-gloss. The VOC levels are only different across different bases. Therefore, a water-based wood finish will generally have lower VOC levels than an oil-based option. Further, a solvent-based option may contain far more volatile organic compounds than an oil-based product. Semi-gloss versus satin polyurethane, practicality. Even though a high-gloss polyurethane finish is bold and likely more appealing to the eye, it may not be practical to use at home. The shiny surface is highly slippery and may cause accidents frequently. This explains why high-gloss poly is not a popular finish for home applications. On the other hand, a semi-gloss poly is slightly less slippery than a gloss option, hence more popular for homes. Satin urethanes tend to be the most preferred option of these finishes. It offers only a slight level of sheen ideal for living spaces. In other words, it is neither entirely flat in appearance nor too slippery for safe foot traffic. Satin urethanes also hide scratches and surface imperfections better. This property makes it a more practical choice than a glossier option. Semi-gloss versus satin wood finish, maintenance. The more sheen a polyurethane or any finish has, the more noticeably dirt and debris will show on its surface. So while satin and semi-gloss polyurethane finishes may have the same level of dirt at a given time, the shinier semi-gloss surface will appear dirtier. The glossier surface reflects more light, making debris and dirt more visible. Foot marks, animal prints, or scuff marks will also be more noticeable, depending on the lighting around the place. For this reason, a semi-gloss poly will require more maintenance than a satin paint or poly. However, the latter will do a much better job hiding footprints or scuff marks that might have required immediate attention on a glossier surface. Notice, however, that cleaning a polyurethane-coated wood surface is hassle-free and straightforward. You only need to use a vacuum cleaner to pick up the debris on the wood surface. Wipe it with a damp rag or mop to make it sparkling clean. Whether you use a rag or mop, you want to ensure it is not soaked. The glossy surface will not take up that much water, and you don't want the excess water seeping into some cracks in the wood, as that could cause warping. Likewise, getting polyurethane off hands is easy. You only need to apply mineral spirits or denatured alcohol and rub your hands to get it off. Semi-gloss polyurethane versus satin, final verdict. The winner between semi-gloss paint or poly and satin finishes depends on what you are finishing and where it is located. For example, you may be better off with a satin finish for high-traffic areas such as the stairs and wood floors. In contrast, you can use a semi-gloss finish on everything else, provided you like the bold look of a highly reflective surface. Use satin polyurethane finish when you want a surface that stands up to occasional denting, scratches, wear and tear better than glossier options. You want the finish to hide dirt, debris, footprints, and flaws on the wood surface well. You have light sensitivity and prefer wood surfaces that do not reflect much light. The satin finish will give you a matte appearance that is friendly to a light-sensitive eye. You have pets and children at home that are likely to scratch and dent the finished wood. stain or moisture resistance is not your primary consideration. For example, satin finishes resist moisture and staining but are not as effective as semi-gloss paint or poly finish. You are finishing a high-traffic area, large space, or high-touch surface. The ideal candidates in this regard include kitchens and hallways, which face a greater chance of being touched frequently and dirty. Finishing a master bedroom or living room where reflective finishes may be too overwhelming. Use semi-gloss polyurethane when you want a smooth-feeling surface. Finishing a bathroom, kitchen, or some other humid spots in the home where moisture and stain resistance are some of your primary concerns. Finishing a small space with poor lighting. The highly reflective surface can significantly brighten up the space or room. Working on molding and trim where washability and durability are equally essential. The shine can also help the area stand out from the rest of the wall, significantly adding visual interest. Coating dressers, bookshelves, kitchen, or bathroom cabinets, which can use some reflectability. Conclusion. Regardless of the type, polyurethane is a popular finish for floors and other wood projects, forming a tough top coat and giving the surfaces a hard-wearing finish. This can significantly prolong the service life of the items it is used on. However, knowing how satin versus semi-gloss polyurethane finish compare can go a long way in helping you decide better for your next woodworking project. Satin and semi-gloss are two of the most preferred types of poly, so it helps to know where to look when deciding between them. Thankfully, you now have this tutorial to help simplify your choices. Ciao!